Welcome back to Pinching Pennies with me, Rhonda. In today's video, I'm working on some fall decor, and I set myself a budget of $20. But first, a confession. I'm sick of fall decor. I'm tired of happy fall, y'all. I'm tired of pumpkins, pumpkins, pumpkins. And I'm tired of hello pumpkin and words all over everything. This year, I'm shooting for Moody fall decor. Something that's going to give the fall feels, the cozy, warm environment that we all crave when the weather turns cool. And to make my $20 go as far as it can, I'm thrifting everything. So first I went to a junk store that has just reopened with new management, so I think there's going to be lots of new goodies in here for me to find. First, some tips before you go thrifting. You need to have some idea of what sort of things you're looking for to accomplish the Moody fall look. So what you want is stuff that is the right colors. You want some darker fall colors, nothing bright or pastel. And you're not looking for anything that actually says fall or happy fall or anything that has words on it at all, really. You're just looking for the things that makes you feel fall. So it really helps to go on Instagram or Pinterest or Lemonade to get an idea of the inspiration you're going for. Now remember, I'm only working with a $20 bill, so I am looking for the cheapest stuff. And this $1 broken sifter fit the bill. I loved this old mug holder so much, and at first I thought $5 was going to be a lot to spend out of my $20 budget, but then I looked up and saw the sign, and so I bought it. Hey, can anybody tell me what this is? The only thing I could think was a butter bell, but I couldn't understand where the other part would be. So it was really heavy and I need to look it up. But if you guys could just tell me if you have an idea, let me know in the comments. This booth was so cool. I loved this old colander. I would have bought it if it wasn't too much money for me that day. But I also loved the shopping list. This was also vintagey and cute. It made me feel wonderful to see this stuff, but I didn't buy any of it. I thought this dish would be a great thing to add to the vignette, and for $1, I couldn't go wrong. And I loved the wooden base of this hurricane. I wasn't positive about it, but it was $3.50, so I bought it. And if you know me from my past videos, you know I love Halloween, so these were such a happy find for me. $1 for these cute metal tea light holders. And just looking at this bookshelf is kind of fall feeling, just the multiple different colors. But these two right here, they're Reader's Digest, and they have different designs in different seasons and different years that they came out with them, and they're usually pretty cool and they look nice to sit out, so I'm going to grab a couple of those. They were 50 cents each. I wound up finding another one that was a little bit older. It was $1, so I spent $2 for the books. Lights, mood lighting. When you can add lights to a vignette, that is going to definitely give some feels. This little candle light was only $2. I loved that this crock had its lid and its little metal piece, and it was all for only $3, and so it was a great find. So that was $17 that I spent at the first junk store. Now I'm going to my Holy Grail junk store, and here's a look around my little hometown square. For the Moody vibe, I'm after an old vintage looking brassy finish picture frame, hopefully with some floral design or something on it. And in this whole pile, there was only one. However, I really did like this print of the donkeys. I don't know why I didn't get them. I remember because I was spending $20 and it didn't really go, that's not what I was looking for. But if they're there next week, those donkeys are mine. I saw this metal holder and I didn't grab it right away because it was kind of a silvery color, but boy, am I glad I went back for it. And another candle light, and this one looks perfect. And I never got to do the spooky painting trend. I wanted to last year and I didn't get around to it, so that's one of the things on my bucket list for this year. And this would have worked, but I found a picture even better. And nothing says cozy like a chunky knit throw. And so to the checkout I went, and the way they operate is they just tell you how much money for everything you've put up on the counter. It was $4, so I was $1 over my $20 budget, but look at everything that I got. And this is the new picture that's going to be my spooky picture. Oh, wait a second. Some of this stuff isn't even for the fall decorations. There's some stuff in this bag that's not even for fall. It's for another project entirely. So I was actually probably just right at my budget of $20. And here's everything it bought me, minus the white cat in the background. Some of this stuff I will do a little tweaking, and some of this stuff I'm going to leave it alone. The less work you have to do, the better anyway. So here's everything that I'm leaving just the way it is. I considered changing this to a gold color, but before you do any painting or changing of anything, just try it first and then see how you feel, because I'm so glad that I didn't change the color of that silver container. But just because these things are perfect as is, we still have plenty of crafting to do. So I was lucky enough to find these two candlestick lights, and they don't match, but I'm going to make them look like they're kind of a set by painting the candle part of them the same. I don't know if they're all made like this, but the plastic piece came right off of both of them for me. And if yours have any stickers on them, you need to remove them. So this took some trial and error on my part. I thought I wanted to match this one to the other one, which obviously this is to a different tone of brown. It was not the right color. I was using Waverly Antiquing Wax, which you may want to follow because it does turn out cute in the end, I promise. So anyway, I did one coat of the Waverly Antiquing Wax. I dried that up with my hair dryer. And then I'm using my hot glue gun to make melted wax at the top of the candlestick. I might have went a little heavy on the trigger, so just be careful when you're applying this hot glue that you don't burn yourself. Because it's thick on there, it needs a little bit to dry, so just set it somewhere where no critters can get them or little tiny hands can touch it. After it was set, then I painted on some more of the Waverly Antiquing Wax. And I hated it, so I rubbed all of that off, but it stayed around where the dripping wax was. Do you see that? So another sort of happy accident. I liked that look, and so I decided to try to do the same for both candles. So here I'm giving it a coat of DIY white paint. So I am painting it to look like a dirty old dripping white candle. I dried it up with my hair dryer, but on its cold setting, because you don't want to dry something with hot glue with a high heat setting. And popped it back on the candle, and I love it. Look at this. This is amazing. And so I'm going to give sort of the same painting treatment to the other candle so they'll match. And this one already had a dirty look to it, so all I had to do was apply one little sparse coat of the DIY white paint. And here they are together. Keep watching to see them lit up in the vignette. I wanted to make a nice fall floral arrangement in the silver container. So I'm going to repurpose these outdoor greenery picks that I bought from Temu. They're falling apart. They were faded, and I think I just pulled a dirt dauber's nest out of this one. So I'm going to take them outside and I'm going to spray paint them with nutmeg spray paint or some brown color. Anything brown I'm sure would work, or even a coppery color might be cool. But I'm going to spray paint these bushes and you're going to see the most astonishing transformation. And this was free to me because I already had the paint and the pick, and it's going to be the perfect thing for our silver container. It's a sunny day. The spray paint was dry within 30 minutes. And then I came back outside and turned everything over the opposite direction and painted that side. And guys, look at this gorgeous fall bush. And it looks so natural because where the spray paint doesn't get and there's still some green, it looks like it's a dying back bush. So I just am loving this nutmeg spray paint. I probably got it at Walmart. I can't remember. It's been hanging out at my house for a long time. And look how perfectly it goes with the silver container that I almost didn't buy. And when I did buy it, I almost painted it gold. So I'm glad I left it. Remember the little brass picture frame? Well, it was just a little too yellow. I wanted it to be a little more brown gold. I don't know if that is a tone of gold or not, but I wanted it more brown. So I picked out another gold color that has less of the brass in it, and I painted that over the frame. I dried it up with my hair dryer and it already looked better. Then to make it look a little more aged and make the details pop, I took some antiquing glaze and I brushed that on. Then I went on to creativefabrica.com where I looked up some fall scenery and I printed out a picture to put in the frame. Now, Creative Fabrica is something that I do have a subscription to, but it's worth every penny because all of my graphics come from here, and it's only $4.99 a month, I believe. Nope, they're having a Christmas in July sale, so it's $3.99 a month. That's $47 for the whole year, plus a whole bunch of goodies. I got a link down in my description box if you want to get in. So here's the little cottagecore picture that I picked out, and it goes beautifully with the grouping. Just wait. That night, before I could even do any more crafting, I had to take this video because this oval picture that I'm going to paint into a spooky picture makes a perfect tray. So I am really happy to know that if I mess this painting up tomorrow, then I can always just use it as a tray. The next morning I looked at it again. I thought maybe I was just sleepy and tired. Nope, I still think it looks good in the morning. But it's craft day number 2. There's still some to go. The sifter had some duct tape on each side covering up some holes, so I removed the duct tape and tried to clean it off with an SOS pad and some cleaner, but it didn't all come off. That's alright though, because I'm going to paint it up with some white DIY paint, just a little rough coat to make it look like it once was white, but then now it's chipping off and rusting. You know, that same old, same old. After that was dry, then I used a wet washcloth to do some wet distressing on the wording. I thought some fall leaves would be nice in the white sifter, but of course they are very brightly colored. So I'm going to see if the same trick will work with these leaves as it did the greenery. And here they are back inside and dry, and they do go very well with the greenery that was spray painted the same color, but look how much lighter it is because the undertone had yellows and oranges instead of green. But they still look like more like dead fall leaves, and they do have a crunch factor because they are spray painted. So I'm arranging them in the sifter, and I'm seeing just a lot of stems that are poking out with no leaves, and so I'm just going around and trimming it up and trimming up some leaves that are just sticking out for no good reason. I didn't over embellish because I think like what things would look like way back when, and If there were just some leaves sitting around in a sifter, I don't think someone would have thought to put raffia on it, I guess. I had so much fun playing around with the different ways that these items I thrifted could be styled. It's just unbelievable the different vignettes and groupings you can come up with. Now I'm going to make some tiny flying ghosts because I think they would be cute to hang off of my thrifted mug rack. So you can make this with a white cotton t-shirt or any white material that you have. This is a flour sack towel, and I will cut out a square. Then I folded the square in half, and then in half again, and one more time. You can cut straight across on the bottom, but I did a rounded shape so that the ghost sheet will hang a little differently. I made two more and cut those straight across. And I made them a little smaller so they'd be different sizes. To make the ghost shape, you're going to need some Mod Podge. This is my homemade Mod Podge. It is 1 cup of white glue and 1/3 cup of water, and mix it up in a mason jar. It keeps very well. One by one, I dipped my material into the Mod Podge, and then I squeezed out as much of it as I could and laid it on a piece of wax paper. Now you'll need to rig up something for your ghost to dry on, a ghost drying rack if you will. And a piece of styrofoam block would be perfect, but I didn't have any. So I've taken a cardboard box and I've punched through with a pencil. And the pink things on top are finger protectors from the Dollar Tree. Now taking your wet Mod Podge cloth, drape it over the finger protectors and shape it to look like a ghost. I had 3 pieces of material cut out and only 2 finger protectors, so I had to come up with another way to make a head. So I am using some aluminum foil, and I'm just going to ball it up and stick it on the end of this blue pin that I've now punched through the cardboard box, and it's going to work the same way as the other 2 ghosts. And once they're dry, they will be pretty stiff and you can paint some eyes on. To make them hang, you'll need to put some thread through them. So I've got a needle and thread, and I'll just run some thread through the tops of their heads, and then they can hang from my mug rack. Now time for my spooky painting. And I just wanted to pick out a painting in the thrift store that had a house. I've been looking for one that had a house because I wanted my little ghost to have a house to live in. So I'm not a painter, but I can give you some tips on how I did my spooky painting. And this is a hack that I learned, I don't even remember where, probably a TikTok. You take a piece of steel wool and you dip it into your different various fall colors, and then you can go right on top of the trees and it'll turn them into fall leaves. Isn't that cool? And you can also use this technique to paint your own trees. You don't have to be going over the top of a painting. You can make your own trees this way. So it's a really cool effect and it works nicely. Same goes for any flowers that are in the painting. I wanted to turn them more into fall color flowers. So I'm taking a small brush and I'm just dabbing color onto the existing flowers. So it's just kind of painting over what's already there, and it's relaxing and fun. The ghosts are really easy. I don't see how anybody can really go wrong painting a ghost. Just do your best to do what looks like a person under a sheet. That's what I had in my mind when I painted my ghost, that it was just a sheet draped over a person. So my ghost has arms, and there's going to be a second ghost you'll see, and there'll be like holding hands kind of. And you play around with your shading. I am using a parchment color so it's not stark white, and the shading is with a gray color. So I kind of did an outline of the ghost and then put where I thought like the wrinkles or the folds rather would be in the sheet. If you make a mistake like I did right here, just go back over it with some white paint and try again. These kind of paintings are really fun because you can put anything you want in them. Your imagination is the limit. So I've got a ghost on a swing. Then I was working on my bats and it just wasn't going well. So I had to paint over those, and I decided while I was painting over those, I would just go ahead and make the sky a gray fall color. So I've mixed up some white and gray on my little very messy paint palette, which is actually a pretty dish that I use for a paint palette. It wipes right off with Dawn Power Spray, so I'm not wasting paper plates all the time with my paints. Anyhow, after I repainted my sky, then I went back and put some more fall leaves on the trees. This time when I painted my bats in, I had a picture on my phone off to the side. I also added some spider webs and some pumpkins and a hoot owl. Like I said, it was just so much fun playing around with all these different elements and putting them in different places. Like the ghost, they can hang off of the mug rack or they can hang out in this dish. And the books, you can style those with their bindings showing. That's why I picked fall color bindings. Or you can turn them around and show their pages, which is really nice too. I styled the candle hurricane lamp on a doily next to my fat little pig that always makes me smile in my kitchen, and it makes me feel very homey. I am incredibly happy with how my Moody fall decorations turned out. I'm even happier that it cost less than $20. Now time for the 5 off $25 Saturday Dollar General plan. And I have great news. They have given us a 5 off 25 coupon that's good Monday through Friday only. So I'm going to have two scenarios for you to do, one earlier in the week and one only on Saturday. You can do either deal on either day, but here is deal number one. You can screenshot the list and I'll go over the coupons. We have $1.50 off of Tide Pods, or you can get the liquid as long as it's $5.50. $1.50 off Persil, and again, you can get the pods or the liquid as long as its price is $5.95. $2 off Swiffer wet cloths. And we have two coupons that will work together on the Febreze Small Spaces 2-pack because one coupon is a manufacturer and one is a Dollar General store coupon. So those are okay to combine. So you have both of them clipped. One is $3.30 and one is buy one, get one free. So remember, you're buying two of the 2-packs. Don't forget to clip your 5 off 25 and enter your phone number at checkout. And here's the breakdown. We have $27.95 worth of products and $19.25 in coupons, leaving only $8.70 to pay out of pocket. And here's deal number two. You can screenshot the list and I'll go through the coupons. We have $4 off Vaseline Radiant line. So they have the Care Cocoa Radiant Body Oil Lotion, and this coupon applies. $2 off Men's Dove. $2 off my favorite CoverGirl eyeliner. And $3 off two Crest 3D stain erasers. And these are $3 each, so it's like getting one free. We need a $1 filler item to make our total over the $25, so anything that's $1 will do. Don't forget your 5 off 25, and here's the breakdown. We have $25.50 in products, $16.50 in coupons, leaving $9 to pay plus tax. So good luck. I hope you score on both deals. And now for today's 2 minutes of calm. My big bunny Sweet Pea wanted lots of love and attention, so we're gonna just sit and pet her a while. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you like this content, hit the subscribe button and become part of the Distressed Princess family.